What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So today is a day that most of us have been waiting for, specifically me. We're going to weigh the BMW 700. Finally, I've been curious ever since we finished this car, what it weighs and what it weighs in comparison to what it originally weighed when it was bone stock. Now, for those of you who don't know, this is a 1960 German market BMW 700 Sport Coupe. But it's not any ordinary sport coupe, aside from its natural paint job. This 700 Sport Coupe is on a shortened Volkswagen Beetle chassis. It's on a Beetle pan. And my father and I built this back a few years ago, and it had lived in the deep northern woods of New Hampshire. Now, after decades of sitting in the woods, there was nothing left of the unibody of this car. There were trees growing inside of it, and it had sat on a stump on the B-pillar, and it had kinked the roof real hard. So to basically put this car back on the road and give it another life, putting it over a Volkswagen Beetle pan was the obvious way and route to go with this project. More notably because the 700 was already originally an air-cooled rear-engined car, as you can see from these vents here. So we had engine bay room for a motor, luckily to go from a 2-cylinder to a 4-cylinder with the Volkswagen engine. That was gonna fit. We already had airflow already headed into the engine bay. It wasn't like it was a trunk that we had to get airflow into. It was already set up for an air-cooled motor in the back. Now, the crazy part is putting it down over a Volkswagen Beetle pan was not a direct fit, nor was it the same wheelbase. We had to shorten that Beetle pan down by 13 inches to meet the wheelbase of the body of the BMW 700. Now, I won't go into all the specifics of the build. There is a video farther back on the channel, back a couple years ago, that I posted about all the painstaking details my father and I went through to both extricate this out of the woods and custom build it to where it's a running, driving car on the road today. Being a micro car, I've always been interested as to what these small cars weigh. Now, since this is the car that basically saved BMW from bankruptcy in the late 50s, there is a lot of information online about them. They weighed roughly about 1,500 pounds from the factory. So now the fact that it's on a Beetle chassis, it's got a 4-cylinder motor in it, but it's got no interior, everything's stripped right down, and it's got a custom tubular chassis inside the body. I'm wondering if we made it heavier, or if it's lighter, or if it's still right around that 1,500 pound mark. Well, today we're gonna find that out. I'm gonna be driving this from here all the way across town, probably 20-30 minute drive, to my friends at Fastech, who've got a shop on the other side of Chattanooga here, where they've got a set of scales where we're gonna finally weigh it for the first time. So pause the video, stop what you're doing right now, and drop a guess down in the comments below as to what you think this thing's gonna weigh in at by the end of this video. A couple days ago, I put out a poll on Instagram for a Ludwig's Garage Governor's Club product giveaway for the person who got the closest guess to the weight of this car. Now, I did that a few days early simply because by the end of this video, we're gonna know what it weighed. The rain is coming in now. That was projected. It's supposed to get pretty heavy for about an hour. So I'm gonna wait it out here. I'm gonna tuck the car back in the shop, and hopefully we're headed to Fastech today and not tomorrow. It's supposed to pass in like an hour. So we shall see. Driving this thing in the rain 20 minutes across town is not ideal. All right, guys, we have a small window of nice weather in between rainstorms, and we got one coming. So I've packed the car up, I've got my raincoat, I've got an extra shirt, and I've got some tools. The boys have to leave right at 5 today, and I really want to get this done today. So we're gonna hammer it. If it pours on me, it'll be better content for you guys, a little bit more miserable for me, but here we go. Well, it looks like rain up ahead, and it looks like rain behind me. I'm really starting to get brave with this motor I just put in the 700. So far, everything's been okay, so knock on wood, we're okay on this drive. I am seriously headed towards some dark clouds. We might get wet. We might actually get wet. There's like a sliver of no clouds that we gotta drive through, and on the whole thing, I've timed it just right. All right, guys, made it to Fastech, and somehow made it between the darkness that is the nothing that's coming through the area right now. So stayed bone dry somehow on the way down here. All right, so we got Justin here, who's gonna help us with the old school scales. So pretty stoked you guys had a set of scales that we can, weigh that old turd with. All right, so if you were to guess, just take a wild guess, what do you think that thing weighs? It's a unibody car that originally had a 2-cylinder air-cooled motor in the back, but now it's on a Beetle chassis with a tube frame in it, with a 4-cylinder in the rear, but no interior.
What's the fuel capacity?
It's a Type 1 Beetle fuel tank, so I'd say 10 gallons maybe? It's probably got 40 to 50 pounds of fuel in it.
I'm gonna say 1625.
1625, all right.
It's gotta be light. It's so small.
Yeah.
It's
So I'm gonna
gotta be
guess
light.
lighter,
Okay.
but I don't know.
So you don't know. You don't
So
know.
I don't know. So that car was almost 1500 from the factory. So that's a good guess.
And air suspension, so that's gotta be a couple hundred pounds.
Yeah, but an airbag's lighter than a coil spring.
You got a compressor in there?
Yeah, and a steel tank. But there's no interior. There's no headliner. There's no all that stuff. What adds up? You know, there's probably a solid.
All right, we gotta ask Preston.
Shoot from the hip.
Mid 900.
Well, we're going real light. We're going real light. All right, so I don't think it's sub 1,000. I really don't think it's sub 1,000.
I'm staying true, dude. 1600.
All right, so you started with 1650, right? But not 1600?
Yeah.
All right, 1600? Final answer?
1600.
I'm saying 1350.
1350. All right, we're going light.
Probably 12.
All right, yeah. Yeah.
That's it.
All right, so I can air it up more if you want to put it on the lift rather than just put a jack under the front and rear.
Where at?
You can go right to this cross member right there. Oh, if you can get to it. Here. Whoops, I set something on that scale, but it doesn't.
Oh, okay.
Might need that Harbor Freight one. No, we're good.
Nice.
You than us.
All right, guys. So 1521 was this curb weight originally. 1521. I'll say 15. All right, let's go 15. 1521 stock. I'll say 15. 1350. 1200. Justin, he's walked in at 16. He's already changed his ones. All right, so we need to get your guess before we set it down on the scales. Just shoot from the hip.
Okay.
We've done too much talking,
Yeah.
and we've all changed our guesses.
Yeah, I have not.
And I've been pondering this for like 4 years, what this thing weighs. Do I give him the stock curb weight or just have? No, just take a guess.
I don't even want to know.
Just go in.
Okay, see, I don't have any like air-cooled Beetle experience,
Yep.
so I honestly have no idea even where to start. I mean, my reference, all of my stuff is like newer Volkswagens,
Yep.
but those things are so heavy.
Right,
you know.
right.
I mean, this thing, I would say 1,700 pounds.
You're in the ballpark of where we were kind of
Yeah.
throwing guesses at.
I'm curious.
Anyone between there? We'll walk in an actual number. What do you think?
I don't know, that might even be a little bit light. I'm gonna go, what is it, Bob Barker, 1699?
Yeah, that's what we're doing.
Yeah.
That's what we're doing. 1699?
Yeah.
Okay, 1699.
Yeah.
All right. Ben's guess going in completely dry, no conception of like Beetle weight, 700 weight, 1699.
Okay.
So if he hasn't gone over, as far as us here, he'll be the winner if it's 17 or heavier.
So this is like reverse Price is Right rules?
Same Price is Right rules. Same Price is Right.
All right, can we set it down?
All right. She's on the scales.
So who's gonna look?
All right, I'll look. This is my car. Ooh. Where's the total?
Do you have to add it up?
I don't know how to look at it.
You know.
Oh, is that total?
No way.
No way. Nice. Wow, that's Justin then.
I win?
That's All right, so I messed up bad. Yeah, so we're at what, 1632 now? I was an idiot and kept my toolboxes in the car, which are obviously heavy. So our new weight is 1632, 1,632 pounds. It's actually heavier than I thought. It is on 15-inch steel wheels. Originally, it had 12 by 3.5-inch wheels. 12 by 3.5.
It does have some Federal tires on it too. So.
Those are heavy.
Yeah,
Yep. So, I mean, we've got weight in a whole bunch of different places. The seats are steel.
We could probably shave some weight, you know?
Oh, there's already a lot of weight shaved off of that thing.
Oh, the left side's heavy. Heavy in the rear.
Yeah, I didn't even look at the corner balance.
Yeah.
So out of the lot here, you were the one who nailed it. Because even at 1650, you would have been close with the toolboxes in.
That's true.
So you changed it to actually stay in the
I
running.
would have been real psyched.
Yeah, so 1600 and now it's 1632. So Justin is the winner of the lot of us here.
It's got a lot of travel.
Yeah. Oh yeah. The front's air shocks and the rear are Slam Specialties SS5s, which have like 5 or 6 inches of lift.
Damn.
Justin was the closest, so he wins out of the group of us. So whoever one of you guys were the closest to 1632, I'll be shooting you a message on Instagram.
One more.
All right, guys. Well, we are done here at Fast Tech. Huge thanks to Justin and Ben for letting me come by and put it on the scales. 1,632 pounds. Definitely heavier than I thought, but makes sense for what it weighed stock. 1521 to 1632 with a bigger motor and the Beetle pan and all of that. But I'm eager to read down through the comments on this video to see what you guys guessed, what you guys thought. I'm hoping someone nailed 1632 on the money. All right, so now I gotta make the 30-minute drive back home. It's still pretty dark, it's still pretty cloudy. Really hoping I don't hit rain on the way home. All right, guys, well, we are back. Made it home safely. It was super, super hot and lots of traffic. Well, that's gonna do it for this episode, guys. I appreciate y'all playing along on Instagram and both in the comments on the video. Stay tuned for the upcoming episodes where the next one will be from Montreal, Canada for Eurocracy. We're flying there in just under a week to be the judge of 2023 Eurocracy. Then we fly back here to Chattanooga for literally less than 24 hours. We're here for barely a day before flying right to Helsinki, Finland for the Creme de la Creme show Fitted Fest. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. I really appreciate all of you guys watching. We'll see you in the next episode. All right, guys, one last thing before we end the video. I am making a massive batch of leather key rings for the Radwood boys. So if sooner than later you guys pick up a leather key ring from or at a Radwood event, I made them. They're gonna ultimately look like this. Genuine USA tanned black leather. So go grab one from the Radwood boys.